Larry Leon Palmer. Larry Leon Palmer, July 13, 1949, April 21, 2021, was an American former diplomat who served as the United States ambassador to Barbados in the Eastern Caribbean from 2012 to 2015. He was the United States ambassador to Honduras from 2002 to 2005. He also served as the president of the Inter-American Foundation from 2005 to June 2010. Background: Larry Palmer was born in Augusta, Georgia. He graduated from Emory University with a Bachelor of Arts in 1970 and completed his graduate training at Texas Southern University M.Ed. African History 1973 and Indiana University at Bloomington Ed.D. Higher Education, Administration and African Studies 1978. While at Emory, he was a member of the Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity. Career: Palmer served as a Peace Corps volunteer in Liberia, West Africa from 1971 to 1973. He then worked as Assistant Director of Financial Aid at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville 1973-1974 and as a Professor of History at Cuttington College in Sukkot, Liberia 1974-1976 and at Wake Forest University in Winston-Salem, North Carolina 1978 and 1981. Palmer entered the U.S. Foreign Service in 1982. He served as Vice Consul in the Dominican Republic 1982-1984, and then as Personnel Officer in Montevideo, Uruguay, and Asunción, Paraguay from 1984 to 1986. He worked in the State Department as Staff Assistant to the Assistant Secretary for African Affairs from 1986 to 1987, and then served as Counselor for Administration in Freetown, Sierra Leone from 1987 to 1989. In 1989, Palmer became a Pearson Fellow, serving as assistant to the president of the University of Texas at El Paso. His portfolio was advancing the North American Free Trade Agreement NAFTA, creating faculty and student exchange opportunities in universities throughout Mexico, and serving as university consultant for international affairs. At the end of 2 years as Pearson Fellow, Palmer left to serve as personnel officer in Seoul, South Korea, 1991-1994, and later served as Counselor for Administration in the Dominican Republic 1994-1998. From 1998 to 1999, he attended the Senior Seminar. He arrived in Quito, Ecuador to begin a tour as Deputy Chief of Mission in August 1999. He finished his tour in Quito as Chargé d'Affaires in July 2002. Honduras, Venezuela, and Eastern Caribbean. Palmer was sworn in as United States Ambassador to Honduras on September 9, 2002, by Secretary of State Colin Powell and delivered his credentials to the Honduran President Ricardo Maduro on October 9, 2002. On June 28, 2010, President Obama nominated Palmer as United States Ambassador to Venezuela. However, the start date as new ambassador to Venezuela wasn't announced. On September 19, 2010, President Hugo Chavez announced on his WikiTV program that he would not allow Larry Palmer to take up his post in Caracas. Chavez's refusal is based on Palmer having recently told a U.S. senator that morale in the Venezuelan army was low and that members of Chavez's government had ties to leftist Colombian rebels. On December 28, 2010, Chavez defied the Obama administration's appointment of Palmer as ambassador to Venezuela and flatly refused him, accusing him of having made disrespectful remarks about Venezuela. In response, on December 29, the U.S. revoked the visa of Venezuela's ambassador, Bernardo Alvarez Herrera. Palmer was appointed to serve as the United States ambassador to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean in 2012. In this post, he served concurrently as the ambassador to Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines.